Hi everyone, we are back and I am now joined by Miss Cherie Cornell, who needs no introduction at this point. Thanks for coming back into the studio with us, Cherie.
Thank you, Melissa.
You're welcome. Tell us what's new, what's going on with the kids, who's going through the program now, talk about the numbers.
You know, we're still moving at higher ranks, obviously. So last month we made 1,000 kids, and this month we had 23 new kids added to the program. So we're at 1,023 kids with now 577 graduates.
Wow.
So, you know, and that's well over a 50% graduate rate. So we, you know, at the end of the day, you know, it's a good number, but you know, I'm not stopping here. We obviously want more kids. We still are getting an influx of court-ordered kids. We have a really good level of community kids and court-ordered kids, but as I've always said, I want to be more proactive, preventative more than reactive. So I'm always pushing to get more kids involved that have not tapped into the court system.
Now, is that trend starting to change? Have you seen any rise in that number?
You know, it fluctuates. It's pretty interesting because some days I'll have 4 court-ordered kids, and then the next day, as far as registering, and then the next day I'll have 5 community kids. Mm-hmm. So it really fluctuates, and I think the more we continue to talk about it and word of mouth, it rises, you know, the community level, that is. And the more I'm able to get out there and talk to entities that are unaware of Real Talk. I have a couple of things set up coming up this month and then next month to go out to the schools and the social workers to talk to the social workers about Real Talk and letting them know that we exist. Because there's some social workers that know about us, but then there's others that don't. So being able to get a platform to just share what we do, and then also another organization that is going to allow us to speak to them, giving us a platform at an all-women's conference in reference to community, things that are out there in the community, leaders in the community as far as women. So we are trying very hard to promote the program outside of the court system, although I'm never going to turn away the court kids because they need the assistance too.
Sure.
So, but the main thing for me at this point is to get out there and really, really push to get the kids who aren't labeled the bad kids. You know, those kids need to be involved in programs like this as well to prevent them from entering the system.
How are the parents doing in the program? Talk about their interaction, what the expectations are of the parents.
You know, the parents, I love you, but you all are a treat and you have issues. Let's just keep it real. You know, through my experience, you know, be it being a parent and also experience with what I've done for 23, 24 years, law enforcement. And the thing is this, you know, we always, not myself, but the parents generally like to blame the kids for their issues. You know, but at the end of the day, as I tell the parents, it's not always them. You know, where do you stand in all of this? You know, because where there's an action, there's a reaction.
Right.
So you as a parent, if you're not doing what you need to do, it's okay to self-check. It's okay to say, you know what, I screwed up here. I don't want to lose my child. So when you continue to blame them, then you continue to have issues with your child. And so our parent group, you know, I love the ladies and gentlemen who are part of my program, and they really, really address the parents very well. And so trying to give the parents feedback, not belittling them, not degrading them, but just give them their honest opinion about things because they've already been there, done that with their parents, and look at what happened to them. So I really try to stress the fact to the parents is that you need to own up to some of this. Where is the accountability? You know, because parents, we're not perfect.
Right.
We are not
Absolutely.
perfect, and sometimes we make mistakes, and sometimes our mistakes end up being very, very serious and the kids are reacting off of those mistakes. And so, I every month I always address the parents, because I don't want the kids to keep thinking, why are you guys always picking on us? It's always us, us, us. No, it's not always you, because I've shared with the kids, listen, we know your parents have issues, but we also know you have issues.
Right.
So why don't we work together and come to a common ground, and let's resolve the issues.
Now, do you have particular members address the parents? I know Mr. Anthony has and Mr. Gordon.
Sure.
Do you choose them, or do you have other members as well that are as involved with the parents as they are?
Yes. We go on a rotation basis. So
Okay.
all of my members that show up at the program, before the meetings, they all know their responsibilities. They get it via email, and basically tells who's speaking to the kids and who's going to the parent group. And not one member just stays in the parent group. They speak to the parents, they become the MCs, and they also are the speakers for the kids. So on a monthly basis, everybody rotates. And so we have certain people going to the parent group who've been there, like Anthony. He's been with me for, I believe, over 3 years now. And he pretty much knows the ins and outs of the parent group. And we get phenomenal results as far as the surveys that we get. And the parents appreciate the honesty, and just, not looking down on them, but just sharing their thoughts, about these are the things you need to start looking at. So they definitely do not stay stagnant in that one room and just, I'm going to deal with the parents, because we want to hear your story for the kids too. The kids need to know why you're here.
Right. And now, who are some of the collaborators that you're using right now?
We still have the people who come every month. We have the mentoring program. Obviously, we have Omega Phi Psi now here. We have BMX bike riding, the drama team that comes out, still our dance academy that comes out. So we are always looking for more people. We also have the parenting project with the Clark County courts. So juvenile courts. So we continue to seek other people to come out and have a platform so our parents can take whatever they can to assist them in becoming better parents.
Okay, and talk about funds.
Funds? What funds? We still need funds. I did a fundraiser at my house over the weekend, and I've been doing it for 4 years now. And it's a small fundraiser, family and friends, and kids that I coach for my team come by, and my son's team, and I raised about $1,100 this weekend. And that's pennies, but it's great. I'm not complaining. It's great, but we still need money.
Right.
We still operate under $16,000 a year. We've been operating for 4 years, almost 4.5 years now. So we're applying for grants. We haven't been able to get it yet. We still have 2 more. I'm hoping by the end of the year that we can apply for, and hopefully we get granted some funds here soon. So we're always seeking funds. We are in need. The kids continue to come, but the money is like a turtle's pace. After 4.5 years, it doesn't seem to change.
Doing this as long as you've been doing it, what are some of your challenges with the children that go through the program?
What I'm starting to see a lot more is a lot more disrespect. They just don't get it. Not all of them, because some of these kids that come through, they're really decent kids. It's the kids that actually are so angry, and you don't know why. I could probably sum up some of it, but they're very, very angry. And we only have 3 hours with them, so we're not going to change a child in 3 hours.
Right.
Now we can give them nuggets to think about, but they have to go home.
Right. Absolutely.
So, they come in with the chip on the shoulder already, and then for us to tell them something that they believe they already know, and then they want to challenge you as an adult. No, they get kicked out of my program. I just kicked out 2 kids from the program, and one was due to graduate because of the disrespect towards myself and towards the staff and the program itself.
So you're really strict about that?
Oh, yes. No, you don't. As I tell people, when they come to my program, they're in my house. And in my house, kids don't disrespect me. But when they go home to their parents, that's on your parents, And I think the problem is today is that the parents aren't parenting the kids as far as a level of being strict, holding the kids accountable, and keeping that accountability. Because you can't tell a child you're going to do something, then you don't do it.
Right.
And those boundaries, you set them for a second, and then you take them back because it's too much work for you. So, and I tell the parents, you can't be part-time parents.
Right.
you have to be full-time parents, and then they pick up on that. The kids pick up on that. Oh, she ain't gonna do nothing. She said she was gonna do this. She hadn't done that yet.
Well, we
Or
want to
he.
talk more about the mentoring that you intend to launch through the program.
Yes,
And so we'll be right back, and we're going to discuss that.
absolutely.